Hello, Jekko Knight here. Now let me see if I can pause this other screen before it starts. Basically the comment screen so I can monitor the comments. So today I decided to do something a little bit different. Instead of my normal like comedy bits and stuff, I decided to do basically a wrestling discussion, and I didn't pause it right in time. But that's okay. So basically today I wanted to kind of discuss, I was going to do this earlier, but there was too much shit in the news, the passing of China, Prince, and other stuff. And I've been working a lot. So I have a day off today, so I'm going to go ahead and get this done. This is basically my thoughts of the current state of the WWE. And, ever since WrestleMania, you can tell there's a change of direction. Is it good? Is it bad? We really don't know yet, but you can tell that WWE is trying something a little bit different. Not too sure what they're planning, but I think what they're doing is they're trying to listen to the fans, some of the more hardcore fans, like the NXT. I'm sure Triple H has some of a pull to try to get some of his, people from NXT onto the main roster. So there is kind of a bit of a change of direction. And of course, something else that you might notice, Shane McMahon, didn't completely take over Raw. However, for the past 3 weeks, he's been in charge of Monday Night Raw. Why? Storyline-wise, that makes absolutely no sense, but I have a feeling why they're doing this. And I'll kind of explain that in a second. So my thoughts since, WrestleMania is I've kind of been enjoying the product a little bit more. I've actually had an interest to watch Raw almost 3 hours, Last week was kind of, I need to go back and watch the main event because I actually fell asleep. But for the most part, it's been a lot different, seeing a lot of new faces, different segments, and stuff that you're just not used to. I mean, you're used to seeing the normal crap and that everyone complains about, but we have a new direction, it seems like. But is it good or is it bad? For me, I've been enjoying it. But the problem is there's a lot of new NXT people that, and I'll talk about this later, the NXT to WWE transitions. So they have Enzo and Cass, they're starting to catch on. But the problem is not everyone likes Enzo and Cass. They just kind of threw out Baron Corbin at WrestleMania out of nowhere. They threw out Apollo Crews on Raw, and then on SmackDown they threw out vaudevillains. No vignettes, no promos. How are people who don't watch NXT going to actually know who the hell these guys are? I mean, they look impressive, like Apollo Crews. His Raw debut was great, but he's been doing the same match basically since then, just winning, blah blah blah. Same with Baron Corbin, But how are these wrestlers supposed to catch on if you keep giving them the same shit? It's like Ryback when he's debuted. They just pushed him hard, repetitive, and it just didn't work. And look where he's at now, crying because he doesn't have a title and that he didn't get a good WrestleMania match. He had to go to the pre-show, feed me more, boo-hoo-hoo. Fucking Ryback. But anyways, so people who don't watch NXT, I've seen a lot of comments from older wrestlers and stuff, from people who only watch the main product, that they're just not really into the vaudevillains. And I don't blame them because I've been watching NXT. I've been watching the vaudevillains. I know what they're like. They're great mat wrestlers, but that's all. Their gimmick is kind of flat. I'm surprised that they actually made it to the main roster. But it's kind of like a sink or swim, and I don't know how big the vaudevillains are going to be. They're going to be fucking the Ascension status pretty soon. Ascension. So, why is Shane in charge of the WWE? Seems kind of fishy. This is my theory on the whole thing. They know they need to make a change. They're looking at their ratings. Yes, they are making more money. And I think if you look at the merchandise, I wish I had that screenshot of how much merchandise that was sold during WrestleMania weekend. Like the number one was Shinsuke Nakamura. And the second, third, fourth, fifth or so, a lot of it was dominated by New Day stuff. I mean, everyone gets annoyed of New Day. Well, they're actually the best-selling merchandise, right now. Almost everything is NXT, top-selling merchandise. Even Bayley, Finn Balor, and I think the only WWE one was Dean Ambrose. So I can see they're kind of trying to push these NXT people to Raw, but I just don't think it's quite working the way they were intending. So why is Shane in charge? It's a scapegoat. Basically, if it works, they're going to keep pushing Shane, and they're saying, "Hey, you're doing a great job. Keep doing Monday Night Raw." If this direction by listening to the fans and giving him more NXT people does not work, and they lose even more ratings, they're going to blame that on Shane McMahon, and they're going to pull him from managing Monday Night Raw, and then they'll just go back to the And I think part of it, why the ratings are still bad. Yes, people aren't really catching on to NXT people, but Roman Reigns is a fucking champion. Yes, casual fans, a few of them like him. A lot of casual fans don't. None of the hardcore fans do not like Roman Reigns. And that's going to affect the ratings, unfortunately. But I think part of it is they're going to blame NXT people for not getting over, even though they don't promote them at all. They just throw them out there. Okay, you know what you did on NXT, do the same thing, and hopefully, a new audience catches on. Hate when they do that. And let's see, what else do I have a bunch of bullet points. And speaking of bullets, Bullet Club. So it looks like Finn Balor might be in the new Bullet Club that they're trying to do with AJ Styles, Carl Anderson, and Festus. My opinion on the Bullet Club is I really don't care. I'm a huge AJ Styles fan. I like Finn Balor on NXT. I could honestly give two shits about Luke Gallows, Doc Gallows, whatever the fuck you want to call him, and Carl Anderson. That's just my opinion. So let's see. Comments. There are no comments. There's like one person watching. That's cool. I don't have a bunch of people begging for the link, which I'm not going to give out. I'll do that at later Hangouts. And this is something that I was going to touch on. NXT to WWE transitions. The reason why NXT people like them so much is they watch them week after week after week. They kind of develop chants for these guys, like hey, we want some Bayley, and how you doing? And they have a chance to see the people grow. I mean, Bayley is over like crazy. She's one of the top merchandise selling. A lot of guys are buying that purple shirt that says "I'm a hugger." Who the fuck is gonna wear that public? If I ever see anyone wear that, I'm gonna punch him in the fucking face. That's just my opinion. But Bayley has been there way before I started watching NXT, and it's taken that long to build her up to to be a star. But what are they going to do when she goes to Raw? She's just probably going to expect like a mark reaction from the NXT people. Everyone else don't know who the fuck she is. They just got to stop throwing out these NXT people without any build-up. I mean, at least record some kind of vignettes. I mean, I haven't watched NXT this week, but I guess no way, Jose, no way, Jose, whoever the fuck that is. I guess he debuted. At least he had some stupid vignette in NXT, even though it was the most retardedest fucking thing I've ever seen, but that's another story. But NXT to WWE is not working. And I don't know if it's the WWE writers that just don't know what to do with these guys. If they expect, all their hard work on NXT to magically transfer over to the main product where they're not on the road 24/7, where, I don't know. That's something WWE needs to fix. And that's part of the reason why the ratings are what they are. Tag title tournament. I have my notes down here. And it's weird how they have this tag title tournament, and the two teams that won are the two teams people barely even know. Enzo and Cass and the Vaudevillains. You think that's really going to get the Vaudevillains over by being in a tag match? And I need to watch SmackDown, see what the hell they did. I heard they had some crappy little segment. I mean, Enzo and Cass I enjoy. I mean, their promos just, kind of crack me up. They're very entertaining. Enzo's awesome on the mic. Cass is all right, good enough. I mean, they're basically hype men. They're not like the best wrestlers, but you know, I don't know. I've always kind of liked Enzo and Cass, and I can't wait till Carmella to debut. But I don't know. They need to do something with these NXT people. Like back in the day, like I remember Awesome Kong when she was Karma. They at least had vignettes like week after week after week, and then they debuted them. Same with like other people. I mean, look at they're doing vignettes and promos for Primo and Epico. What are they called? Are they going to be called Pro or whatever? What are they going to be called? And these are people that have been in the WWE for years. They just can't seem to find a good enough gimmick to stick. I don't know whatever happened to El Matadores. Maybe El Torito, the little bull, got deported, but I don't know. So basically, that's all I was kind of talking about. Discussion, seeing if anyone would chime in and leave a comment. But I'm doing this 3 in the afternoon, Colorado time, so it's 5 East Coast. People are probably doing more important stuff on a Friday, and I don't blame them. Let's see what else. Samoa Joe winning the NXT title. Basically, I'm glad that happened, but I wish I would have seen the damn match because I'm a huge Samoa Joe mark. I don't care if, what people say about that. I've been watching Joe since he debuted in TNA. I've read all about him before that, like in PWI magazine when he was in Ring of Honor. And I'm glad to see him finally win a champion in WWE. But yeah, the timing of that's really freaking weird. And I'm pretty sure it's because Finn Balor's coming to the main roster some way or the other. The women's title. The one that looks like the WWE Championship belt on its period. I'm glad they did the women's title, though. And I've been enjoying, I enjoyed the WrestleMania match, the women's match. Some of the ones with Natalya and Charlotte are all right, but they've kind of been getting repetitive, and I don't know. See where they go from here. So basically, that's all I was kind of going to cover. Just the current state of WWE, how they are changing, how you can tell they don't have a lot of stars. Everyone's injured. So they're trying something different, and they're putting Shane McMahon in charge of Raw as a scapegoat and seeing if it works. And if it doesn't work, well, guess what? Cena should be back pretty soon. Seth Rollins, I don't know I thought he was like miraculously, I don't know if I could say that right, recovering. He should be back soon. A lot of these other stars are coming back soon. I forgot when Randy Orton's coming back. But if all these NXT people don't work, well, back to the stars that people recognize and know. That's all for this video. It's going on too long, and I'm running out of shit to talk about. Plus, I need something to drink. So, what are your thoughts? Leave a comment below. That's all for this live event. I'm going to do more of these discussions. Maybe add a guest or two, because no one wants to hear me ramble for a lot of time. I'm not going to do giant hangouts with a bunch of people, or if I do that, it's going to be on Jekko Night HD, because those get way too out of control. No, everyone just kind of, I don't know. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Jekko Night signing out.